everybody, and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra, and today we're going to do a tarot pick-a-pile card reading, and this one's going to be on what you need to hear right now. Now, if you're unfamiliar with pick-a-pile readings, basically there are 3 different piles to choose from here. This is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And you kind of go with your gut instinct, whichever one is drawing you in the most, and you go to that particular pile and you watch the reading, and there should be messages for you. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you run across this reading, there should be messages that are relevant for you. It is possible to be drawn to more than one pile, so if you are, it is okay to watch more than one or even all 3, because sometimes there are messages for some people in more than one pile. That does happen occasionally. Okay, and to help you decide which pile you'd like to go with, we have some objects here as well. Pile 1 has this nice pearly stone with it. Pile 2 has a peach-colored stone, and pile 3 has kind of a clear blue stone. We also have, with this reading, we're going to do our charms, and like in a previous reading, they've been pre-picked. I don't know what they are. I just pulled them out like I would normally do, but I put them in these fortune cookies. I liked that really well last time I did it, so I thought we would do it again. So pile 1 has the fortune cookie with the purple. Pile 2 has the fortune cookie with the blue, and pile 3 has the fortune cookie with the pink. And there's also pre-picked messages. Like I said, I don't know what they are. They were picked randomly also in each one besides the charms. So that's something to look forward to as well. We will also do our oracle spheres in each reading, so you can be thinking of a yes or no question that you'd like to get an answer to, and we will do those as well. Okay, so here in a moment, we're going to give you a minute to reflect on the piles, decide which one you would like to go to, and when you're ready, there will be timestamps in the description so you can go directly to your pile when you're ready to do so. It is best to go with whichever one you're kind of drawn to the most, not so much by eye, but just by instinct. If you're unsure, you can always put the number or an object, like the different colors of the fortune cookies or stones or something like that, on a piece of paper. You could ask the universe to help you decide which one would have the messages for you, and then you can shuffle them and pick them that way. That might be one way of doing it. Sometimes it's a little hard to decide. I would also like to start a new thing where I shout out to another person who does pick-a-pile readings on YouTube, because there's lots of good readers out there that are wonderful to watch and have wonderful readings, and I just would like to share those with you in case you haven't seen them yet. You can check out their channels as well. So this week I would like to give a shout out to Charmed Intuition Tarot. I will put the link in the description as well for her channel, so you can go there and look at her videos. She does charms as well, and she's just very sweet and wonderful, and I really sometimes resonate very well with the readings. So if you'd like to check out her channel, that would be awesome. Also, I'd like to give a shout out for those of you that have supported the channel over this last year or so. For those of you that have given the videos a thumbs up, you've shared the videos with your friends and family, you've given me comments, you've donated to the channel through PayPal. All of those things are very, very useful to us and very much appreciated, and I just kind of wanted to let you guys know that right off the bat here. All right, we're going to give you a moment or so to reflect on these piles, and then we'll see you directly at your reading. Remember, the timestamps are in the description. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the pearl kind of stone and the purple fortune cookie here. Remember, we're going to do our charms first. I really liked that last time I did it, so we're going to do it this time. And then we will look at our tarot cards to see what specific messages we have there, and then our oracle spheres. So you can be asking your yes or no type of question for those, which we'll get to here in a little bit. Now remember, this is on what you need to hear right now, and this is timeless. Okay, so whenever you want to cross these messages, they should apply. So let's see what kind of messages we have going. First of all, we have our written message, and then we have our charms. Okay, let's see what our written message says first. A great pleasure in life is doing what others say you can't. Oh, I love that message. I like that so much. All right, let's see what these charms have to say. All right, we've got a number 2. That usually means a partnership of some sort. It could be a romantic partner. It could be a business partner or some other partnership like that. It also could mean, for some of you, especially with that other message, some sort of decision that you need to make, that maybe you're at some sort of crossroads, or that there's a decision you need to make there somewhere. We do have the clover with love, so like I said, this might be love oriented. So we'll go there. We'll see what that has to do. We also have a diamond here, and with the love orientation going, that might mean that somebody is going to ask you to marry them and be your, their partner, or be a life partner of some other sort if it's not marriage. And that might be the decision that has to come forward. So I guess what the message would be with that, if that's the case, do what your heart is telling you to do, not what others say you should do. So if you have other people who are pushing you to either go forward with this or to not go forward with it for whatever reason, don't listen to them. Listen to what you want to do and what's best for you. Okay, so that's just kind of the message going on there. Let's see what else we have. We have the 5 of clubs, okay, which is a wand's energy, and we'll go on with that. We also have the Queen of Diamonds. Okay, the 5 of clubs being a wand's energy, that might mean that there is passions might be running a little bit high. Being a 5, that usually denotes some sort of change or conflict, maybe. Or at least preparing for a battle. Most of the time when you see the 5 of Wands in the tarot card deck, it's some sort of use or other people practicing for battle, or practicing to get their skills up and ready to go. And 5s usually denote some sort of change or at least conflict. Not necessarily a bad change, by the way. So keep that in mind. This may not be a bad thing. We will look at the tarot cards because I think there's some more messages there that might help us along with that. We do have the Salamander too, which also denotes some kind of fiery passions and energies. This might also mean a passionate love affair as well. That you'll feel very passionate about somebody, or it could be when we were talking about careers earlier, how this could be about your career, partnership, going into a partnership for a career, like a business partnership. You could have a passion for something that you've been wanting to do for a very, very long time, and people are saying, no, you can't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Or you have a creative, passionate energy, because the wands denote that as well. And people are saying, no, you can't follow your dreams that way, don't do that. That's passionate that way. And remember, don't listen to other people. Listen to yourself. If you don't want to do it because you just don't want to do it or it doesn't feel right, that's fine. But don't do it just because other people tell you you shouldn't. Okay? That's kind of the message going on there. We also have a Y. A Y to me stands for you. Okay, so I think this is all about you for sure. This is all about you, your decisions, what's best for you, what you should do. I love the Queen of Diamonds here that we looked at, because that deals a lot with our finances, businesses, and other earthly desires, other things we want in this life. And the diamond could also denote that as well. So it could denote, business opportunities or riches. So I really feel like this is a dual thing. You guys will know what this applies to in your life because you'll have a gut instinct for it. It'll either be something to do with a romantic relationship or with a business type of thing, either going into a partnership, going into a new business, starting a new business, or doing some sort of creative activity. It's going to be one of those two things. And you will know which one it is based on what your heart is telling you and what you're dealing with right now, which you're working on. So the major thing you need to know with that is follow your heart. You've got the key right here. And that's important. And this could be for love, or it could be just doing what you love. Okay, you have the key, and you just need to follow your heart to do it. Okay, we also have the seahorse and the elephant, and I really like that because they're both family oriented. Sorry about that. They're both family oriented, and so this could deal with your family. Um, it's kind of hard to explain, but basically, elephants are very close to their children. They're very close to their families, and seahorses take care of their young, which is kind of unusual for a lot of sea creatures. There's not very many that do that. And also and the elephants are also very intelligent and make good decisions. So I kind of see both of those things. So this could have to do with your family. This could have something to do with, now I'm getting the energy when I'm thinking of family. And I was thinking of marriage and getting together, is that some of you might be making a decision to either get together with somebody that has a family, so it might be a pre-made kind of family, or that your family is objecting to it in some way, shape, or form, or both. It could be both. They might be objecting to you getting together with somebody who already has a family and you're taking on these extra responsibilities, or other things like that. Maybe, some people are objecting to that, or giving you problems. And I just kind of felt that energy. So I just kind of felt like that. All right, let's take a look at our tarot cards, and then we'll get to our oracle spheres. All right, we've got message. Okay, so you might, and what's interesting about this is like messages from the gods. So whatever messages that you're getting or going to be getting or coming forward for you, pay attention to them. And we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail here in a minute. About that, we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so it's another 5 energy. The Two of Wands, it's another decision energy. That's interesting. The Eight of Cups. The Magician. The Lovers. Oh, this is so cool. The Three of Wands. Oh, yes, very much so. The King of Swords. The High Priestess. The Star card. And the Knave of Swords. Okay, this is so interesting based on the charms that we had and the messages that we had. Is basically, this is kind of just reinforcing all of that. I do see there is a decision to be made here. You need to decide where you want to go with your life and do some contemplation. The Eight of Cups is kind of showing that as well. It's kind of completing one whole task and going on to the other. You notice how she's looking out over the moon and stars and kind of dreaming about what's next. The Eight of Cups, too, for me, almost always denotes kind of this, energy of business energy, because I think of eights as being kind of a business kind of thing. So for some of you, this is a work-related thing. But for some of you, it's also a love-related thing, because we have the Lover's card as well. Okay, so once again, and you notice how they're being hand-fasted together, which some Lover's cards don't show that. So I do think that there's possibly a marriage proposal for some of you, or another proposal for a partnership of some sort. Maybe somebody is giving you the option to join a partnership in a business as well. Okay, so it could be either one, like we were talking about. It also could deal with, and this, is all close together. It could deal with your creative passions as well. We do have the Three of Wands. Once again, she's looking out over the moons and stars. She's thinking the 3 is a very creative energy, and so are the Wands cards. So this is a very creative card. So like I said, some of you might be deciding whether or not to follow your creative pursuits. Okay, so that has to do with this. So once again, it's the couple of different things. It's following your creative pursuits. It's following going into a business or a partnership, or it's deciding whether or not to join in a marriage type of partnership. Okay, so it's those things. and you'll know which one it is, but it's any of those things based on these cards. Um, but the message that you need to hear is follow your heart and follow your dreams. And I do see that there might be some authoritarian person that is throwing their 2 cents worth into it and maybe kind of blocking you or kind of stopping you, or it's some strict kind of figure who's saying nope, shouldn't do that, that's not the way you should do things, that's not what's going on. And that's kind of what the King of Swords is representing here. And I think that's why you got the message is remember is doing what others say you can't do. So following your heart and following your dreams and manifesting what you want. It's interesting how we have the High Priestess and the Star card. That's following your intuition. That's following what you feel is right. And we also have the Magician card, which is manifesting what you want in this world. So that is the important message that you have going here. That is the important thing, is that you can manifest your dreams. You can follow your dreams. You can go where you want to go and do what you want to do. And if that means following your creative pursuits and your heart's desire and doing those kind of things, then that's what you should do. If that means marrying the person that your family and other people don't like and don't want to do, then that's what you should do. If it means kind of throwing in and accepting somebody's idea of a partnership, and going into business together and putting your money that way, then that's what you should do. Okay, so that's the message that you really need to hear. And I do feel like the universe has been trying to send you some messages, and that they are sending you messages either in dreams, symbols, other things. If you're seeing repeating numbers, go look those up on the internet and find out what they mean, because it's the universe trying to send you messages. It could be things like 1212, 555, 444, 222, those kinds of things. If you're getting those kind of messages, if you're seeing them like in the clock or license plates or numbers at work that you're working on, or things pop up, timestamps pop up on videos that you're looking at, or the universe sends messages out that way quite frequently, and I feel like that might be one way that you're getting messages from the universe, so pay attention to those, because I think that will help you know where you want to go. I do feel like I said, for some of you, if it's not romantically related, it might be financially related, and there is some change coming financially. There might even be some hard times and some difficult things, and that's normal if you're getting ready to start your own business or throw into a business. Things are usually pretty lean for a while. You have to put in all your money that you have, and usually every bit that you make has to go right back into the business. That's just the nature of it, and so things might be a little rough. But you notice how, what I always like to say when I see the Five of Pentacles card is that there's still pentacles there. There are, it's not like they've all blown away and the tree is totally empty, okay? So even though things might be a little rough for a while, they might be a little lean, they might be, it's still a good thing, okay? And change can be very, very, very good. And I do feel like whatever change is on the horizon for you guys is definitely a good thing for you guys. By having the Knave of Swords here, that's the page. The pages, swords are interesting because they're very curious, they're inspired, they have lots of mental agility, and you notice how this particular one has a key hanging from his mouth, and he's right there at the door. So I feel like somebody is giving you the key. Okay, you have the key. You had it in your charms. You've got it in your tarot card here, and so just know that you have the key to go forward with your life and what you're really happy with. So I really love those messages. That's really great. All right, let's go ahead and do our oracle spheres. Basically, how this works is you ask yourself or ask the universe a yes or no type of question that you would like to get an answer to. And then we have 4 different stands here that we can get our answers on. Okay, we have bronze, gold, green, and gray. Okay, and that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can pick by number, by color, whatever works for you. But basically, you would like your answer to appear on that stand, and then we'll get our answers. All right, we have the number 1, bronze, is not likely. Oops. And fell back in. Number 2, gold is not now. Number 3, green is a no. That's interesting. The not now is interesting too, because that just might mean, after some things happen, then it'll be time. And then the number 4, gray is not likely. Okay, so that's interesting. I wonder what you guys' questions were. I'm always curious by that. Okay, so number 1, bronze is not likely. Number 2, gold is not now. Number 3, green is a no. And number 4, gray is a not likely. So that's our answers for our oracle spheres. All right, guys. Oh, wait, we had one fall out here. Oh, and that's a not sure. And that's interesting how it fell out, and I wasn't even sure what stand it was for. Maybe y'all noticed it when it came out. Not sure might mean the question wasn't very clear, or there might be some things that need to be played out first before the answer can be given. So if you guys notice what stand that was for and that was your stand, then that might be your particular answer if you noticed it popping out there. Okay? All right, guys. I love doing this reading. I hope you had some good messages. I hope you had some things that were really helpful to you. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Share the channel with your friends and family. Maybe there'll be some messages there for them. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have tons of timeless tarot readings on lots of different topics that might be useful to you. We have videos on how to read tarot cards. We're getting ready to do a new series on top of doing the tarot readings, where we're going to do rune readings that are going to have the oracle spheres and numerology, lucky numbers involved with those. So those might be something that you'd like to check out once we start posting those soon. And all of those would be great. So we really appreciate you guys. We look forward to seeing you in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose kind of the peach-colored stone here and the blue fortune cookie. And we've got our tarot cards here. Now remember, this is on messages that you need to hear right now. We're going to go ahead and do our charms first. And our message there. We also have our oracle spheres that we're going to be doing here in a little bit, where you can be thinking of your yes, no type question that you can get an answer to for that. But let's go ahead and see what our messages here are. Lots of word messages in that one. Okay, let's see what this one is. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go where there is no path and leave a trail. Wow, and that message is kind of interesting because I think it goes along with the first reading really well too, just in a different way. So that's really awesome. Okay, so it's it's going your own way, being individualistic, all that. All right, let's see what else we've got going here that might tell us some more messages here. We do have the Scorpion. We've got believe. I like that. We got beautiful. And we got find joy in the journey, which I always love. And we've got home sweet home and made with love, which is another kind of home kind of energy. Okay, let's see what else we've got. We also have a baby bottle, or I always kind of consider this either a baby bottle or like baby powder type deal with a heart. So that's interesting with home sweet home, love, and the heart there. And also believe and find joy in the journey. Okay, what I like about this message going on here is don't follow where the path may lead, but go where there is no path and leave a trail. And then find joy in the journey. I like those two together because sometimes we don't know where we're going in this life, and sometimes we always want to look towards the end, look towards what's coming up, and we don't pay attention to how we're getting there, and we don't enjoy the steps that it took to get to where we were going. We don't enjoy every little bit along the way, and I think that's an important message in of itself, just even without any other message, that's just an important message, is finding joy in the journey. Pay attention to the steps that you're taking to get to where you want to be, and get to where you want to go. Okay? I think that's really important. And I just feel like that's a message that's just really sticking out. I also like, basically go your own way. I'm hearing, the song "Go Your Own Way" from the Fleetwood Mac. That just kind of runs into my head sometimes, and that's kind of what I'm hearing here with this: is go your own way, go the way you want things to go, and where you want to go. With the scorpion, and we have the shell summertime, and we have this seashell here. All of those things to me are kind of exploring hidden depths of the ocean, and looking to see the treasures that are down there and what's available down there. And also with the believe in the beautiful kind of go along with that as well, because these are very beautiful. By the way, I love all those. And I like that, believing in yourself, believing that you're beautiful, believing uh, in the beautiful things in life, the beautiful things that you can have, the beautiful things that are available to you. Believe that those are possible. I think that that's a really, really important message right now, because I'm thinking maybe some of you might not be believing that too well. I do feel like home and family are really important here, and I'll tell you why. We have the Six of Hearts, which deals with children and family and community and that kind of thing. We have the Made with Love. We have the Home Sweet Home, and then the baby bottle or baby powder kind of thing with the heart on it. So I do feel like children play into this in some way, or your family, because children can symbolize the family. I do feel like maybe some of you all want to have a baby. And maybe that's something that you're looking forward to this year, and maybe it's been a little difficult, or maybe you just want to hurry up and have one, and or maybe you are pregnant, and maybe you're suffering some miserableness right now, or you're trying to get pregnant and it's very, very, very difficult, and so that is what you're focused on. First of all, believe things can happen, because that's very important. So if you're struggling to have a baby, or you're trying to have a baby, or you've been having issues having a baby, um, just know that, believe in it, be calm, find joy in the journey, even the struggles, even the things that you have to go through. If it's a difficult pregnancy, um, if you've had to be on bed rest, if it's difficult to get pregnant, or any of those things that are happening, uh, just enjoy it, even though it's tough and it's difficult, because those are very difficult things. Enjoy the process, because then you can think about what a beautiful thing you'll have at the end of it, and then what beautiful, joyous occasions you can have even going on from there. But the struggle sometimes to have what we want and what we can get out of this life is what makes the getting it just that much more enjoyable, and that much more precious, and that much more special. So I think that that's kind of a message that you all need to hear right now, is if that is something that resonates with you. It may not resonate with everybody. So remember, these are general readings, and some of the messages may not resonate for some people specifically. But in this case, I do think there is a portion of you that will resonate for, and that is a specific message for you. We do have a letter N, which might be an initial, might mean something. I think of the word no when I see N, so that may be a message specifically for some of you guys there. We do have the Three of Spades, and that is a little bit of a heartbreaking type of energy, or can be, and so maybe some of you guys are slightly heartbroken at the moment, and maybe have gone through some stuff, and it is hard to believe. It is hard to go through that because of some heartbreak that has been going on here, along with with building your family and building your home. I feel like that's what this is related to for most of you. And there has been some heartbreak and some hard luck and some other stuff going on here. And I do think that it's hard for you to believe, but it's really important to do so. Okay, so just know that. We do also have the feather, which is always to me a message from spirit that they're there with you, that they're following along with you. They see you, they hear you, they're by your side. Okay, let's go ahead and look at our tarot cards and see if we get some extra messages or clarifiers going along with this. Oh, this is so interesting, baby. Wow. Okay, then. So it's definitely related to a baby for a good portion of you. But you see how you got the baby in the cradle, and the flower growing up here, and so that's just awesome. I do think a baby might be there. Believe it. If that's what you really want, believe it can happen, because this could be the year for you for this. This could be the time for this to happen for you guys, okay? So that's really important for you all to know. I just, oh, that's so strong. Oh, and see, we got the Three of Swords energy again. Which, you know, we had just a minute ago, we talked about that heartbreak and all that. But you notice how we also have, you know, the insects floating around and the flowers here as well. And the Three of Swords energy can also mean healing and recovery. And so, you know, healing from whatever trials and tribulations and other things that you've had to go through for this is really important right now, okay? So that's a message you all need to hear. We do have the Three of Cups, so remember to rely on your community here for this. Get support from your community, because they're going to be very important for this. You do have the World card, which is all part of that. Believe you have the world at your fingertips. The world can be here for you guys, okay? So just know that. We also have the Wheel, which we'll talk about in just a minute, because I do love that. We have the Death card, which is a new beginning. Okay, it's an ending of a cycle and a new beginning, and babies are also new beginnings, so we'll talk about that in just a minute. We have the Ten of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Magician, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, this is awesome. Okay, the Death card to me is denoting that the cycle you have been in is now ready to end, and you're on to a new cycle, a new birth, a new cycle. That's what the baby represents as well. Babies represent new birth. So if this isn't dealing specifically literally with a baby, okay, if that didn't resonate with you, if that is not something that you're dealing with, then this means a new cycle, a new birth, an ending of the toil, the things that you've had to go through. That's what the Ten of Wands is representing, the ending to that, packing up things, moving on, moving forward, okay? And so the new beginning can be symbolized by that as well. The Wheel also symbolizes that. The wheel is the turning and the seasons and going from one thing to the next and going to the next thing forward. So whatever cycle you've been in at the moment is now time to move on to the next cycle. So this ending and new beginning theme is what's going on here. The Six of Pentacles showed up again, so it's a double energy in the reading. Once again, that's a family-oriented energy. That's also a prosperous one, though, as well, because it's being able to give out things to children. And you notice how this Ten of Wands also had children in it, which it doesn't always. So that's interesting. You have the Magician card, which to me shows that you can manifest the things in the life that you want. You can manifest that new beginning, that new start, that baby, you know, whatever it is that this is pertaining to for you guys. You do have the Two of Swords, and that is maybe some indecision, some unknowing, some being not sure, you know, that kind of energy. And I do think you guys might be in an energy right now of not being real sure. We did talk about hidden depths and hidden things in the stuff that came up with the seashells and the scorpion and things like that. And so I do think there might be some things hidden from you at the moment. And you're just not sure about the future and what's happening. But you notice how this Magician, they've got all the knowledge here. and it's all there, and it's all going to be laid out before you. So even though things might be slightly hidden at the moment, they won't be forever. And also the Magician is the ultimate manifester card. It's the one that you can bring forth and manifest the things that you want. And then the World card shows that as well. It's the ultimate getting through the whole thing. And so, you've been on this journey, you've had this journey you've been going through, and now we're getting towards the end and also the flip to the new journey. So enjoy that. And also pay attention to the things that you've had to go through on this journey as you've been going as well, because those things will have been important for you for one way, reason, or another. And by paying attention to those, it's going to be really you're going to learn something from that. You're going to get something out of that. And so I want you to be thinking about those things as well. Okay, let's go ahead and get our Oracle Sphere questions answered here. We have 4 different stands. We have bronze, gold, green, and gray. And that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And be thinking of your yes or no type of question and where you would like your answer to appear on. And then we will go and get our answers. All right, number 1, bronze, is a not sure. That might mean the question wasn't very clear, or maybe some more things need to play out first before that can be answered. We have a number 2, gold. Goodness. Well, okay, the number 2, gold, if I can get it to come out anyway. If I can't get it to come out, it might not be the right answer. Okay, number 2, gold's a yes. Number 3, for some reason, every once in a while, they don't want to come out. I don't know why. Number 3, green's a yes. And number 4, gray, is a no. All right, so those are answers there. We got number 1, bronze is a not sure. Number 2, gold is a yes. Number 3, green is a yes. And number 4, gray, is a no. So those are answers we have for our Oracle Sphere questions today. I really hope you guys had some good messages and some things that were going to help you along really well with this. If you guys like the reading, remember to give it a thumbs up. Leave us comments in the comment section. Share the channel with your friends and family. Put it all out there on social media. There might be some messages in some of the readings for them that might be useful. Check out our other readings on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings that might have some important messages for you that you'd like to get. We have videos on how to read tarot cards coming up in the near future. We're going to be adding to our readings where we're going to start be doing rune readings that are going to have the Oracle Spheres as well as lucky numbers involved with those. So those might be something that you'll want to check out. We're going to be doing those weekly starting hopefully very soon, hopefully in the next week or 2. All right, guys, we look forward to seeing you in future readings, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose kind of the clear bluish stone here and the pink fortune cookie, we're going to do those. But we're going to go ahead and do our charms first, and then we'll get to our Oracle Sphere, so you can be thinking of a yes/no type of question you'd like to get an answer to. Now remember, these are messages that you need to hear right now, so they can pertain to pretty much anything. So we'll just see what we've got going here. Oh my, that one got all tore up in there. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Oh, goodness. Oh, all right. Let's see. We've got, now these 3 remain: faith, hope, and love. The greatest of these is love. Okay, that's a good message just in of itself. So just remember to love yourself, love your community, love other people. Look, we have a heart here that says love. So I think that's really important for you guys. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. We've got the words enough and trust. Okay, that's interesting. We have good night. We have the 4-leaf clover. Wow, you guys have some interesting charms going here. We have the 8 of Wands and the 4 of Spades. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. The 4 of Spades is generally kind of a rest kind of energy, and taking a break and taking a rest. Also, 4 energies also deal with family and love, in my opinion, as well. And since there was some other love messages going here, I felt like, that might be speaking specifically to that. We do have the good night charm. This good night charm sometimes means different things to me. One thing it can mean is just tucking in our loved ones at night and then telling them good night. I don't know if you guys are familiar. I'm dating myself here a little bit, but the old TV show, The Waltons, they used to say good night, John Boy, and good night, Mary Ellen, and all these other people. Throughout the house, kind of, later at night, it was a whole family, just saying good night to each other. And that's kind of the energy I get, where you kind of just tuck your family in and say goodnight and all that. And I do think that this might be a family-oriented type of deal. Even with the 4-leaf clover here, it's the number 4. And 4s denote very much our family, our home, our homeland, our, those kinds of energies. And so that's kind of what I'm feeling here for a lot of you, that this might have to do with your family and love and people you care about. But there's also a little bit of finances going on here too, which we'll talk about here in a second. Trust in enough. Those, I think, are specific messages for specific people in the reading. I don't always get that feeling like that, but I am this time. I do think it's important for some of you to trust in the people that you love and the people you care about, or trust in spirit, in the universe, that things will happen and things will go the way you need to go. But I also feel like enough, either that you're going to have enough, or that you're going to get enough, or that enough is enough, kind of thing. And that's kind of the 4 of Swords energy as well, where it's time to rest. It's time to take a break. Enough is enough. It's time, to kind of break off from those kind of energies and take a break from these kind of things. And I think those are specific messages for specific people. So if that resonates with you, I think then you'll know what I'm talking about there. We do have the wheat penny, which to me almost always shows some sort of success, especially in finances and or business. We do also have the key with the crown, which means, to me, that's showing the key to success as well. Possibly a key in leadership, or a key in other ways like that. So I'm thinking that for some of you guys, this message is that you have the key to be the leader and the strong leader. And maybe it could just be the leader of the family. It could be stepping up and taking up that role as leader of the family. Because we do have the Mickey Mouse hands, which to me can show either creativity or symbolize children in this sense. So we'll see what the tarot cards have to say. But I think for a lot of you guys, this is your home life. This is dealing with your home and with children. But it can mean success. I kind of see success with that, though. And so I do... I feel like the message dealing with love, and you've got the 4-leaf clover, which is success and luck and other things. So I do think that for most of you guys, this has to do with your family and with children and with spouses, your parents, those kinds of familiar relationships. And I feel like it's important to rely on that love right now. It's important to remember that love and do that. So there may be some other messages we get here with the tarot cards. So let's take a look and see, because I do think there might be a couple more things that I'm not quite seeing just yet. We do have the Fortune, which that's interesting, along with the wheat penny and some other stuff. It just might mean that some good fortune is coming your way, and it is something for you to keep an eye on and keep an eye out for. But once again, I still kind of see this as maybe just fortune in your family, that just remember that you have all of that love and all of that, and in which way you're very fortunate. This is interesting. We have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is almost always kind of getting through a battle and a hardship and going on to better shores, but it almost always shows like a mother and her child being taken to safety. In this case, it doesn't have that. I find that interesting. We'll see how that goes. We also have the Hanged Man. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Four of Swords again. We have the King of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Emperor. Okay, so we do still have some of the same energies as we were getting from the charms. And that's interesting. We have the Four of Swords. Once again, it's that resting time of energy. It's that, you notice how he can't really go out and gather a bunch or whatever. It's winter time. The work's kind of done now. Now it's time to take a break. And I feel like you guys are kind of need to be in that mode. It's time to take a break. It's time to rest from the battles, the strifes, the problems that have arisen. I think maybe you guys have been dealing with some stuff. Well, this Ace of Swords shows that as well. You notice how he's kind of meditating here, getting a new perspective. The Ace of Swords shows new perspective, new outlook on things, new ideas, new things coming forward. And I do think that you notice how the Nine of Wands even, it's protecting his family, it's protecting his crops. It's a protective kind of energy, but it's also showing that there's been some problems, so he's had to come up with solutions to these problems. We've got the Hanged one here who's kind of going, okay, we've got some problems. I got to come up with new perspectives on things. We've got the Six of Swords, which is coming back from the battle. And we have the Five of Swords, which, shows that there might have been some battles that you're now coming back, slightly victorious, but maybe pretty hindered up because of. So I feel like what this whole reading has been talking about, and the tarot cards have kind of brought that in, is now is a time for contemplation and kind of sitting back, licking your wounds, contemplating new ways forward, contemplating what you've gone through, kind of reassessing the situation, coming up with new ideas, new ways of dealing with the problems. And then we also still have, the King of Cups and the Emperor, which are that leadership energy. And you had the key over here with the crown on it. So you do have the leadership key, okay? And that is something that maybe you guys don't realize you have. Maybe you don't realize that you can be the leader. You can lead your family and your way out of the situations that you've been in. You have the knowledge. This King of Cups, he's the wise old owl. He's on top of the books. He's got the book. It's open here. He's got the feather. You already have the knowledge and the key and everything it takes. You just kind of need to maybe take that break and that minute to reflect on things, get the new perspective, get the bright ideas that you need. You need to recover from what has gone on and what has happened. You need to take that break and that rest. That good night is kind of showing that as well. It's time to take a respite. It's time to, if you take that respite at night, the answers may come to you in dreams. If you meditate, the answers might come to you through that. If you look at your situation from a different angle, like the Hanged One does, all of these things, you'll be able to come up with solutions to your problems and solutions to the things that have been going on. And you are that leader, you are that person. And just remember that love is there, and that love will see you through. So that's really important message for you guys. And also too, with the fortune, I think it's important for you to see how fortunate you are. I think sometimes that's a perspective that's hard for us to get through, because if we've gone through some hardships and some battles and some other things, sometimes it's hard for us to remember how fortunate we truly are. And if you do have a family that is loving and caring and with you, and you have that, then you have everything that's important in life already. And to remember that is really, really, really important. But I also kind of see with the wheat penny and with the fortune card come up too, is that if you do get this new perspective and this new outlook on things, that you might see new fortunes coming your way, new things happening, you being able to get to the Ten of Wands where you're reaping your crops, you're able to take those in, and able to do that. Okay, you do have the Emperor and the King of Cups. That's emotional happiness. That is, being the leader. It's spiritual happiness as well, and spiritual knowledge as well. So I do think it's important to connect with spirit right now. I'm thinking that's kind of where the energy coming in with the Ace of Swords and the meditation, and the Hanged One. I do think that they kind of connect with spirit in those matters, and I think that that's kind of important for you right now to do, because I think they'll help lead you in the right direction. Okay, so that's just an important message for you guys. Let's go ahead and go on to our Oracle spheres. I think also some very important messages there for you guys, and hopefully they're very, very useful to you. Okay, how our Oracle spheres works is basically you ask a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to. And we have 4 different stands that your answer can appear on. We have 1 gold, 2 bronze, 3 gray, and 4 green. And so you pick whichever stand by color, number, whichever position's in, whatever you want to do that you'd like your answer to appear on, and then we'll get our answers. All right, the number 1 gold answer is probable. Number 2 bronze is not sure. That might mean the question's not very clear, or there's some things that need to play out first before the answer can be given. And number 3 gray is very likely. And number 4 green is not likely. Okay, so number 1 gold is probable, number 2 bronze is not sure, number 3 gray is very likely, and number 4 green is not likely. So that's the answers to our Oracle spheres there. I really hope you guys had some important messages come through for you guys in this reading. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up and leave us comments in the comment section. Also share this channel with your friends and family. Put it out there on all the different social medias. It's very important to the channel, and we very much appreciate it. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of different timeless tarot readings that might have some important messages for you. We have videos on how to read tarot cards that might be of interest to you. Also, we're getting ready to start a new series, hopefully in the next week or two, that we're going to be doing along with these tarot readings, a weekly series where we do rune readings along with the Oracle spheres and some lucky numbers going along with those. So those might be of interest to you as well. All right, guys, that's all we have for you today. We look forward to seeing you in future readings. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.